Hey everybody, Richard S. back with another video. This is a contest entry for Chris over at Stylus Meets Vinyl, who is celebrating 1,000 subs. So congratulations, Chris. He's put together a contest that has us traveling around the world. So the idea is to, first of all, shout out another channel and then post some albums from every continent of the world and then return to Canada and specifically talk about a Canadian band or record or whatever. So my shout out is to Emma over at 8 Vinyl Low. I have to shout her out because she was really partly instrumental in my successful getting my channel going when I was super apprehensive about the technology and all of that, and I'm still learning. But thanks to her teacher instinct, she taught this old teacher a few tricks for getting started in the VC. So thank you, Emma. I will post links to both Chris's Stylus Meets Vinyl channel and Emma over at 8 Vinyl Low in the description. So check out their channels to see what's going on. All right, here we go. Let's go around the world. Let's start off in North America. And I wanted to go kind of obscure, but at the same time pay a little bit of homage to the VC. And I chose Velvet Crush from Providence, Rhode Island. So the connection to North America is they're in the United States. The VC connection is that this was like one of the first albums that I remember getting inspired to go pick up from the VC, but just before I started doing my own channel too. Fantastic album, very power pop meets sort of Americana. I hear a lot of REM influence in this album. So Velvet Crush from the United States in North America. Let's travel down to South America. I thought this was going to be a tricky one because I was like, I can't think of any bands. So I ended up in my jazz section and found Gets Gilberto. This album has a Brazilian connection with Gilberto being from Brazil, and this is a sort of American jazz meets bossa nova album. Absolute classic. This is a reissue from not too long ago that I actually picked it up several years ago. It might be about 10 years old in my collection now. Super jazz from Brazil and America. It was a collaboration. So be it. Well, we could hop to Antarctica now. Now, this really was tricky, and other people have said this was tricky. So I got creative with mine. I have a question for you. So, what does ABBA, Led Zeppelin's In Through the Outdoor, and Antarctica have in common? One word. Got it? If you said polar, you're right. Antarctica is South Pole. ABBA recorded Voulez-Vous in their polar studios, and so was Led Zeppelin's Into the Outdoor. It was recorded at Polar Studios back in the day, not without a lot of problems. This album was trial by fire trying to get this finished. So polar was the connection because, hey, who lives in Antarctica? Can't record anything there. Go figure. Let's go to Europe. I thought I was going to South America, but let's go to Europe first. I got a twofer for Europe too. Twofer with one album. So I found a UK band that recorded their album in France, in Paris. It's Public Image Limited's live album. 78, 79, I believe. Really fun live album recorded in Paris, France, to a very reluctant audience who really wanted more Sex Pistols form of punk versus what Public Image Limited was doing, which is more, I guess, art inspired. Yeah, the audience gets pretty rowdy, and John Lydon just kind of not having it. He's like, shut up, and you hear it all over the album. It's hilarious. Love the artwork on this, too. I think John Lydon did the artwork for the cover. So, yeah, it's kind of a twofer for Europe. So, United Kingdom and France with Public Image Limited. South Africa. I thought this was going to be an interesting challenge, but then I remembered that I had this absolutely fantastic South African jazz album by Mancuco Quartet. This is from 1968, and it says, a timeless South African jazz masterpiece, and it is. This is a beautiful sounding quartet, kind of American-inspired jazz feel to it, very upbeat, and even if you're not a big jazz fan, you might find something in this that's really enjoyable. It was remastered at Abbey Road Studios, so the sound is just impeccable. It's a really awesome sounding album. So there's my African continent and South African jazz with Mancuco Quartet. In Australia, I could have went so many different routes with this. I could have went with Flying Colours, who are a shoegaze band. I could have went with Little River Band, which was my first concert. But I opted to go punk with the Lime Spiders and this amazing album called The Cave Comes Alive. This is from the 80s, if I remember right. 87. Yeah, I got kind of wrapped into this thanks to MTV and 120 Minutes. The big hit song on here was My Favorite Room. I still love that song to this day. So Lime Spiders from Australia, and The Cave Comes Alive is the album, and it is amazing. How about Asia? Lots of countries in Asia. The one that came to mind immediately for me was Tokyo Shoegazer, who are a Tokyo, Japan shoegaze group. Fairly recent. This album is called Crystallize. Came out in 2011. This is a repress on vinyl. I don't think it was released on vinyl before, because I had the CD too. Different cover on the CD. So yeah, Tokyo Shoegazer, shoegaze group from Japan. They did one other album called Moon World Playground, which is only on CD for some reason. Hopefully they'll put it on vinyl, because I like their noisy style of shoegaze very much. Back to Canada. We have to celebrate with someone from Canada. If you're going to celebrate, you need some celebration rock with Japandroids out of Vancouver. I have everything the Japandroids ever did. Saw them a couple of times. Absolutely amazing, because it's just the two of them. It's a duo. They put out a hell of a racket, and really up-tempo and fun, and you will party to Celebration Rock for sure. This is probably their best album out of their catalog. They recently just decided to kind of call it quits, so they released their last album called Fate and Alcohol last month. So check out Japandroids out of Canada. So there you have it. Around the world in 8 or so albums. So congratulations to Chris over at Stylist Meets Vinyl on 1,000 subs. Check out his channel. I'll link it in the description. And everybody have an amazing day. All right? Thanks, everybody. Bye.